Test. Test. Got it. I popped it. It's on the bottom, right? I probably should have looked at it. Test. Yeah, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of the National Debate Tournament. I love the sound of debate in the morning. It's awesome. So I have a couple of announcements before we hear the pairings for this round. The first is to let you know that if you have been awaiting soy milk this morning, it has now been procured and it is out back. And I apologize that we ran out, but I'm excited that so many of you drink soy milk. I think that's awesome. Next up, I have another special request. If you are still someone who partakes of nicotine through the traditional cigarette method, could you kindly stop putting your butts all over, not your butts, but the cigarette butts, all over the sidewalk, especially outside of EPB, because somebody's got to pick that up, and it probably won't be you, and so I need you to do that for me, okay? Please take your cigarette butts with you when you go, okay? A reminder that this evening, the banquet takes place at the hotel in the same ballroom where we had the dessert reception. Please do what you need to do today to find your wristbands so that we can make sure there are enough seats for everyone. And please think about that today before we go back to the hotel. I should have my banquet ready to go by about 8:45 in case you get back early this evening. And I look forward to seeing you tonight for tonight's awards ceremony. If you need anything today, a reminder that you can contact us at nationaldebatetournament@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to accommodate whatever it is that you need. And with that, I'm delighted to announce Director Fritsch for this morning's pairings.
The only announcement this morning is that Elim strike sheets are due at 6 p.m. tonight. Elim strike sheets are due at 6 p.m. Those are online, and you should have received the instructions already. Round the 7th. In EPB 10, on the affirmative, Binghamton HS. The negative, Gonzaga NS. Panel Steiner, Patrice, Holgan. Room 10, Binghamton HS, Gonzaga NS, Steiner, Patrice, Holgan. EPB 12, on the affirmative, Concordia SS. The negative will be George Mason DK. Panel Shanker, Kozak, Maurer. Room 12, Concordia SS, GMU DK, Shanker, Kozak, Maurer. EPB 2, on the affirmative, Rutgers Newark SH. The negative will be Minnesota WW. Panel of Ignacio Evans, Brown, Weddington. Room 2, Rutgers Newark SH, Minnesota WW, Evans, Brown, Weddington. EPB 202, on the affirmative, Emory KL. Negating will be Oklahoma CY. Panel Thiele, Hester, Eisenstadt. EPB 202, Emory KL, OUCY, Thiele, Hester, Eisenstadt. In room 203, on the affirmative, the University of Kansas HR. The negative will be Michigan DM. Panel Malson, Canelopoulos, Parker. 203, Kansas HR, Michigan DM, Malson, Canelopoulos, Parker. In room 204, on the affirmative, Northwestern OW. The negative is Liberty CE. Panel Manuel, Banky, Munoz. 204, Northwestern OW, Liberty CE, Manuel, Banky, Munoz. In room 205, on the affirmative, Georgetown KK. The negative will be Kentucky GV. Panel Susko, Call, Holland. 205, Georgetown KK, Kentucky GV, Susko, Call, Holland. In 206, Puget Sound BQ. The negative, Harvard NS. Panel Meloche, Paul Johnson, Renier. 206, Puget Sound BQ, Harvard NS, Meloche, Johnson, Renier. 207, on the affirmative, Wyoming MM. The negative will be James Madison, ML. Panel of Thompson, Edley, Kyle Deming. 207, Wyoming MM, James Madison, ML, Thompson, Lee, Deming. In 208, on the affirmative, Binghamton, CS. The negative is Iowa, KL. Panel of Wheats, Massey, Bugrove. 208, Binghamton, CS, Iowa, KL, Wheats, Massey, Bugrove. In 209, on the affirmative, the University of Texas, Dallas, OL. The negative, City University of New York, AM. Panel of Cayley, Myers, Quigley. 209, UTD, OL, CUNY, AM, Cayley, Myers, Quigley. In 211, on the affirmative, Stanford, GL. The negative is Vermont, BL. Panel of Latoya Green, Vitolo Haddad, Van Leuvening. 211, Stanford GL, Vermont BL Green, Vitolo Haddad, Van Leuvening. In 212, the United States Military Academy BC will be affirmative. Kentucky HR will be negative. Panel of Justin Green, Fafelsky, Moore. 212, Army BC, Kentucky HR, Green, Fafelsky, Moore. In 213, on the affirmative, Baylor EZ. The negative will be New York University IZ. Panel of Mathis, Pasquinelli, Dunn. In 213, Baylor EZ, NYU IZ, Mathis, Pasquinelli, Dunn. In 214, on the affirmative, James Madison BW. The negative is Baylor BB. Panel of Ewing, Short, Payon. 214, JMU BW, Baylor BB, Ewing, Short, Payon. In 215, on the affirmative, KC, KCC, CN. The negative is Dartmouth College, KM. Panel of JV, Reed, Shook, Foley. 215, KC, KCC, CN, Dartmouth, KM, Reed, Shook, Foley. 216, on the affirmative, Wake Forest, MS. The negative, Arizona State, CR. Panel of Mulholland, Rourke, Rubai. 216, Wake MS, Arizona State, CR, Mulholland, Rourke, Rubai. 218, on the affirmative, Wichita State, MO. The negative is Kansas, KC. Panel of DeLong, Garcia Lugo, Jamie Cheek. 218, Wichita, MO, KUKC, DeLong, Garcia Lugo, Cheek. In room 3, on the affirmative, Kansas State, RP. The negative is the University of Central Oklahoma, HS. Panel of Lanning, Zering, Rajan. Room 3, K-State, RP, UCO, HS, Lanning, Zering, Rajan. In room 4, on the affirmative, Emory, BD. The negative is Kansas State, SK. Panel of Brandon Evans, Croissant, Highland. Room 4, Emory, BD, K-State, SK, Evans, Croson, Highland. EPB 5, on the affirmative, Iowa, SH. The negative is Wayne State, SN. Panel of Stout, Tomic, Post. Room 5, Iowa, SH, Wayne, SN, Stout, Tomic, Post. In room 6, on the affirmative, Weber State, HT. The negative is Southern Cal, BL. Panel of Keenan, Alsop, Luis Andrade. Room 6, Weber, HT, USC, BL, Keenan, Alsop, Andrade. In room 7, on the affirmative, KC, KCC, GJ. The negative is Gonzaga, SW. Panel of Rashad Evans, Auxerre, Schultz. Room 7, KC, KCC, GJ, Gonzaga, SW, Evans, Auxerre, Schultz. In room 8, on the affirmative, Weber State, HV. The negative is Georgetown, EK. Panel of Trevor Andreas, Sternhagen, Rubino. Room 8, Weber, HV, Georgetown, EK, Andreas, Sternhagen, Rubino. In room 9, on the affirmative, Cal State, Fullerton, DG. The negative is Vanderbilt, BM. Panel of Scott Elliott, Infante, Yost. Room 9, Fullerton, DG, Vandy, BM, Elliott, Infante, Yost. Hoover Room, now in the Union. In the Hoover Room, 255, Trinity SR will be affirmative. University of California, Berkeley WS will be negative. Panel of Voss, Miller, Bayermeister. 255, Trinity SR, Cal Berkeley WS, Voss, Miller, Bayermeister. In the Indiana Room, 346, on the affirmative, Michigan AP is against Northwestern MV. Panel of Michalski, Glenecke, Butt. Indiana Room, 346, Michigan AP, Northwestern MV, Michalski, Glenecke, Butt. Kirkwood Room, 257, on the affirmative, Oklahoma AC. The negative is Georgia BF. Panel of Souders, Phillips, twos. Kirkwood, 257, OUAC, Georgia BF, Souders, Phillips, twos. In the Michigan Room, 351, on the affirmative, Cal Berkeley MS. The negative will be Harvard BS. Panel of Spies, Albiniak, Wheel. Michigan Room, 351, UC Berkeley MS, Harvard BS, Spies, Albiniak, Wheel. In the Michigan State Room, 349, on the affirmative, Harvard DH. The negative will be Georgetown LM. Panel of Neighbors, Frappier, Gramzinski. Michigan State, 349, it'll be Harvard DH against Georgetown LM, Neighbors, Frappier, Gramzinski. In the Miller Room, 259, on the affirmative, Kansas FG. The negative is Georgia State SN. Panel of Pipkin, Perk, Peyton Lee. Miller, 259, KUFG, Georgia State SN, Pipkin, Perk, Lee. Minnesota, 347, on the affirmative, West Georgia SR. The negative is Texas SK. Panel of Kelsey, McBride, Will Baker. Minnesota, 347, West Georgia GR, Texas SK, Kelsey, McBride, Will Baker. In the Nebraska Room, 335, on the affirmative, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas GV. The negative is Southern California NO. Panel of Kahn, Atchison, Davis. The Nebraska Room, 335, UNLV GV, Southern Cal NO, Kahn, Atchison, Davis. In the Northwestern Room, 345, on the affirmative, Emory KS. The negative will be Michigan State ST. Panel of Carlson, Garrett, McCaffrey. Northwestern, 345, Emory KS against Michigan State ST, Carlson, Garrett, McCaffrey. In the Ohio State Room, 343, on the affirmative, Michigan State CZ. The negative is Towson TW. Panel of Corey Stone, McCleary, James Stevenson. Ohio State Room, 343, Michigan State CZ, Towson TW, Stone, McCleary, Stevenson. In the Penn State Room, 337, on the affirmative, Georgia GH. The negative is George Mason KL. Panel of Perkins, Daniel Taylor, Arsht. Penn State 337, Georgia GH, George Mason KL, Perkins, Taylor, Arsht. Purdue 341, on the affirmative, Minnesota CE. The negative is Michigan KM. Panel of Min, Seagreast, Hart. Purdue 341, Minnesota CE, Michigan KM, Min, Seagreast, Hart. In the River Room, 103A, on the affirmative, University of Nevada, Las Vegas BS. The negative is Liberty CS. Panel of Ontiveros, Kirsch, Zagorin, Sandos. River Room 103A, UNLV BS, Liberty CS, Ontiveros, Kirsch, Zagorin, Sandos. In the Wisconsin 339 room, on the affirmative, Wake Forest DL against the negative Kentucky GN. Panel of Kirk, Harper, Varda. Wisconsin 339, Wake DL, Kentucky GN, Kirk, Harper, Varda. This debate will start promptly at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. start time.